everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra if you haven't been here before, and this is another weekly update video from July 3rd to the 9th. So I'm sitting in my kitchen right now. It is like the weather changed 180. So yesterday was like 33 degrees outside, and then today it said the humidex was supposed to get up to 28, and it felt like maybe like 19, 20. So I mean, going from like 33 degrees to like 20 degrees is a huge jump, and it feels a lot colder. But plus it was raining, and this morning, I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, we had dry lightning, and then it started raining at 8 o'clock. So it's like weird weather, but it's a system moving in. So but anyway, we're going to start from Monday the 3rd. So I was just reading back on my notes. Of course, I'm using my compact Anna binder with my her point of view insert, stay on 2 page. And that was the day we came back from Red Deer. So like today, like we're sitting at Monday, so it's a week from when we came back from Red Deer, and it feels like it wasn't even that long ago. It's like the weirdest feeling, and I don't know why that is. This week hasn't been overly exciting. We haven't really done a whole lot. I haven't been very productive, that's for sure. But Monday, I remember we left really late. It was probably like not till 1 or 2, and it takes like 2 hours to drive back from Red Deer back to Edmonton. And we stopped at Bauer Mall, so that's the main mall in Red Deer, like the good mall, if you will. And we went to Toys R Us for the kids. Their grandpa had given them money, so they went and bought a toy. And then I was like, I need Starbucks because I need coffee for the drive home. And I had bought this like super expensive cup. It was so unnecessary. I did not need the cup. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you one sec. I also had to go get my son because he woke up from his sleep. It's like 10 o'clock at night, Monday. He's supposed to be sleeping, but he just woke up. This is the cup though. Like, isn't it beautiful? So unnecessary. It had a glass top. So anyway, what happened was the bag ripped and it fell out of the bag and smashed the lid. So I ended up returning it. I think it was Thursday? Yeah, it was the day of my appointment, but we'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, so we came home. We had to unpack everything. I had to, like, my house was clean. My mom, oh my God, thank goodness for my mother, because she came over while we were gone. She cleaned my house from like top to bottom, basically. And it just felt so nice to walk into a clean house. But anyone out there with kids, especially 3 kids or more, knows that if you have a clean house, it does not stay clean for long. So I mean, that's really frustrating for me. So like, that's why I don't like clean my house or like every second or every day or stress about it when it isn't clean, because if I did, I would give myself an aneurysm. I am not kidding. So I just can't. I've got too many more important things to worry about than like to do that, right? But my mom helped me. It was so nice, and it was easy for her too, because the dogs weren't here, the kids weren't here getting underfoot. We weren't here, so she helped us out that way. And we came home. We had to do tons of laundry because we've always got laundry to do when we're done in Red Deer. We did the laundry. And then my husband had the night off, so he had to stay up all night to be able to sleep in the next day for night shift, right? He had to sleep, go to bed at 5 in the morning, sleep until like 2 that afternoon, and then wake up for Tuesday night to go to work. But before we went to bed, like, we ended up, my son wanted to go for a sleepover at my mom's, so my husband had to drive him over there because she didn't feel like coming back. She had left that day after cleaning, so he drove him over there, and he was gone. So when my son is gone, I mean, he's 9, and while he's a bit more responsible than the other 2, like being 3 and like a baby, right? He has ADHD, so he's not like that responsible, if that makes sense. And he's also super loud, and he does like weird movements. So like, I guess repetitive movements, almost like he would be on the autism spectrum. And this is just like a side point. I can't remember who I was talking to. It was somebody at karaoke on Friday night, a new person I met. She had said that ADHD is actually now included on the autism spectrum disorder. So I was very surprised at that, but it completely makes sense to me, because like, there's certain things that I could totally see my son being on the autism spectrum. Well, I don't think he has autism. He was diagnosed with ADHD. It just like there's certain movements and stuff that I'm like, oh my god, it's so weird. So anyway, so that was just like a side note. So him being gone, the house was so quiet. We put our daughter to bed at like, I think it was a late night, so not till like 9 o'clock. But when she was in bed, it was so good. He falls asleep generally between 8 and 10, sometimes 11 o'clock, depends. Tonight now it's going to be interesting because he woke up at 10. But anyway, that night, so it was Monday night, we ended up watching 1.5 episodes of Outlander. And because we had caught up, we had to catch up from like the previous week, and then it was that Sunday as well. And then we also watched, I don't know if you guys like know the show Love Island. I'm obsessed, okay? It actually airs again on July 18th, I'm pretty sure. So 8 more days, I'm counting down. But we watched the reunion of last year's show, and that was interesting because it was kind of cool to see everything, like what people thought. Tuesday was a busy day. I actually got like almost everything off my list done, and I worked right until like 11:30. It was like 11:30 p.m. at night. I just worked straight all day. And that day, oh, excuse you, it was a good day because like, you know how I talked about, it was 1 week, a few weeks ago, I talked about getting groceries, how I had to always do it myself. This time, I don't know how it worked out, but it worked out. I sent my husband and my mom for groceries, my mom to Walmart, and Chad went to Costco and Sobeys, and they got exactly what we needed. So that was good. I finally designated tasks because I really don't like going grocery shopping. So I think I'm willing to like, you know, go every other week at least. I mean, that's kind of like, I think that's a good mix, and that helps Chad, it helps me. We both hate shopping, but we both, like, you know, we have to do it. So that really helped. And I felt really good because I just stayed home and I worked. I had to catch up because Monday we came back from Red Deer, and I have things that I do on Mondays, like with my blog and my journaling stuff. So I was catching up, and especially with all of my videos that had posted like over the weekend with my monthly planners and stuff, I had to like catch up on comments. Like there was just so many things to do. And so that felt really good to designate those tasks. And then also I remember feeding Logan, it was like this custard in a bottle. It's like the Heinz custard. And I have one on my stove. Anyway, I gave it to him for like right after breakfast, and he ended up throwing up the whole thing like over the course of a couple hours. So I thought that was weird, and it wasn't expired. The bottle was still good. Maybe it was just like the custard being like a milk product didn't sit well with him, or maybe it like clashed with the fruit that I gave him before. But anyway, I thought it was a little weird, but I've just been kind of keeping tabs on his diet and stuff. Okay, so Wednesday, I'm moving on to Wednesday. It was a complete opposite day. I had no motivation. I felt like doing nothing. I felt overwhelmed and anxious, and I think when I started feeling overwhelmed and anxious, I didn't do anything. I think that's the reason behind the not being productive. All I did was I filmed Jane's Agenda and I filmed Coastal Escape from Planners Anonymous. Those are the two things I did, and then I edited Planners Anonymous because I wanted to post it the next day. But I think I felt maybe I had pushed myself too hard Tuesday, and so like Wednesday I didn't do anything. And sticker design is like the most important task for me to do Wednesday, and I didn't even do that. So I kind of felt self-defeated, I guess. So Thursday, I ended up sleeping in. That was the day of my doctor's appointment for me and my son, Logan. I slept until 8, and Logan and Danica ended up waking up. I still filmed my plan with me. My mom was here at like 10, was it 10:30? She was here at 10:30. I filmed my plan with me, but that was it. And I had to go to my doctor's appointment. It takes half an hour to drive there, half an hour to drive back. And then that was the day I returned my cup. So I was like praying to like the universe, like, please let them return my cup. It was $40, right? And like, I felt like it would be such a waste if they didn't. And at first when I called, they were like, all we can do is give you our customer care number. And I was so devastated. I was like, please, like, and then I said, I'm going to come over and maybe I can just talk to your manager. And I wasn't mean, I wasn't rude. And then it ended up, he just said, if she has a receipt and she has the cup, give her the new one if we have it. And they did, and it worked out. So I was so grateful for that. And I literally like thanked the universe. I was like, thank you so much. like I was so happy about that. And And then, yeah, when I came back, my mom stayed for a bit. I had to pay the bills. I did a little bit of work, but not much. I remember editing my Jane's Agenda sub box video for the next day for Friday, and that was pretty much it. I remember also telling my mom that, because like not this week we're talking about, but the like next week, like now this upcoming Friday for me, because today's Monday, we were really super busy. Saturday we're going to my husband's family's farm, and we're having this big farm day for the kids and like a big get together with food and stuff. And we probably wouldn't be able to make karaoke because we have to get up super early, and I didn't want to, like, you know, not feel good for that or be too tired. So she ended up telling me like last minute, this was like Friday, almost in the morning. She's like, you know what, I will watch the kids for you Friday. But the weekend after, like, don't call me to babysit. So she ended up watching the kids for me Friday. I really didn't have any notes. All I put in my planner, I'll show you, for Friday were the songs. I took this planner with me. This was like all the songs I was thinking of singing. So I had a really good time. I never called ahead to see if any of my friends were going, and they both showed up, which was cool. And then that's where I met this new girl, and I don't know, like, we haven't, I gave her a business card, but we never really like exchanged numbers or anything. So, but we had like a really awesome conversation, and it was really cool. We had a big table of people come in, and I remember, I think I actually got, maybe I did get my video finished edited. I finished editing my video on Thursday, because I remember Friday I did do a makeup look. I'm trying to remember what I did. I think it was using the Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I did another one of those. And then Saturday we just kind of spent the day at home. So my mom ended up getting a phone call from my Auntie Gail, and they went to the farmer's market in Capilano at like really early. It was 9 o'clock, and she's like, is it okay if I leave? And of course I was tired. I had gone to bed at 3 o'clock Friday night, and I woke up at 9. Well, I guess 6 hours of sleep is about normal, like probably a little bit more than normal for me right now. But because like I had a few drinks, right? I just didn't feel great. And so we spent the rest of the day at home. The kids were with me, and then at 1:30, Chad woke up and we had dinner like usual, and everything was good. And then he went to work. And then so yesterday, being the last day of the week, we ended up, Chad ended up going to Walmart and Sobeys because we had to get a few more things. And it was like 33 outside. Like, it was so hot. I was almost worried about taking Logan out with me because like he has trouble breathing. He doesn't really have trouble breathing, but like I'm worried about the air quality on his lungs. Like, if it's super hot, it was almost hard for me to breathe, and I have asthma. So we ended up going outside. I was going to put him in the pool, and I never did because my daughter had like put a whole bunch of dirt and mud in there. But we played water balloons in the yard. And then the weirdest, and my mom was there for a short while. Oh yeah, and I also got the garden weeded. So there's only like one little bit that I have to finish weeding, but I got most of it weeded. So I'm really happy about that. And the weirdest thing happened. So there was this like black cat in our neighbor's yard yesterday, and it was meowing really, really loudly. And I was like, what are you doing? So I called it over, and it actually came over. And I remember this cat, it's been like going around our neighborhood for the last 2 or 3 years. He's falling asleep. The last 2 or 3 years. And it kind of like goes around everywhere, and it must live here. Like, there must be people who like own the cat around this neighborhood. But anyway, it actually came to me because every other time I tried calling for it, it would like run away. And so I think it was just super hungry. So I let it inside out of the heat, gave it some water, gave it some, all I had was dog food. Honestly, I gave it some soft dog food, and it ate the gravy out of that. And then I gave it some dog kibble. So it ate that. So that was good. It cooled off for like a couple hours inside the house, and then my husband took it out because, number one, we have a bird we rescued. Like, it just showed up on our garden hose one random, it was April 30th. I remember it was the day of my daughter's birthday party. And it's like the weirdest thing. We're collecting these stray animals, but like, it was crazy because this was a black cat. It had a little tiny patch of white at the front. So there were two things I instantly thought. Number one, I actually had a black cat named Phoenix with a little patch of white fur under its chin, just same as this cat. but this cat was young and it was super long and super skinny. And it definitely wasn't Phoenix, because like Phoenix, he must have died already. I mean, this was like 20 years ago, but like it just reminded me of that cat. And then the other thing too was like, oh my god, like this is a familiar, like, and it's just ironic. It was so funny because I did a tarot reading last week that said a familiar is going to come into your life. Like, watch out for any animals or any spirit guides that you may see, and just kind of pay attention to nature. And then all of a sudden this cat shows up. So it was just like the creepiest, not creepy, it was weird. And I don't believe in coincidences, so it definitely meant something. And anyway, my son was afraid because he had been scratched by a friend's cat, but I was like, this cat seems friendly, it's really nice. But then my dogs were chasing it around, and also, yeah, we didn't want it to eat the bird. And I'm really allergic to cats, so that's the other thing, that I can't own cats. I had a cat and I ended up getting allergy shots for like many years, and they work. So if you guys ever have that question about allergy shots, they totally work, but it does take time. You have to build up your immunity to them, but they do work. And then they also help with your, pets and stuff. And I took that a long time ago, and I stopped because my cat died, and I was like, I just won't buy another cat. But I do love cats. I really do. I just don't like changing the litter box. Dogs are a little bit easier in that respect. But anyway, so I thought that was weird. But then we let the cat out, and he came back into the yard a few times overnight last night and into this morning. My husband and my son saw him outside. But I feel bad, but I can't have the cat inside. And I can't take it to the local SPCA because they just like turn them away or they kill them. And so, I don't know what's better, like having the cat die from the cold come winter. It seems pretty resourceful, and it probably does have a home. It probably just like runs out. Or probably something that's more likely to happen is having it get eaten by a coyote. We've got a coyote problem here in Edmonton, and usually there's like a bunny problem, like a jackrabbit problem, and then the coyotes breed and they eat all the bunnies, and now there's tons of coyotes. So that's kind of the problem we have right now, is that there's so many coyotes, and you have to be careful of your pets outside. You can't have your dogs off leash a lot of places, because even across the kids park literally across my house, one year I saw 2 or 3 coyotes. It was winter time, and they were just running around the park, and this is like in the middle of a city. There's not really that much like treed area around. It's just like a little park. So I don't know, it's crazy how everything works, right? But people here, especially in my neighborhood, let their cats run out, and I don't really agree with that. I think cats should be indoor. Dogs, like my dogs are indoor. Like I wouldn't have big dogs in the city. There's no way. I'd have like a medium-sized dog, but if I was to have a big dog, it would definitely have to be like an acreage or something, because I wouldn't want to have a big dog in my house. Our house is small. I think I've mentioned that to you guys before. Like, we have a tiny home. So anyway, that was the update. That's the weekly update. And today, I woke up, I didn't feel the best. I went to bed at 2 in the morning because we watched Outlander again, and Chad was up all night last night, and then he slept in this morning. But this little one, so I think he finally passed out again, so I'll put him back to bed. But he woke up. This is why I'm curious as to why he's still up, because he woke up when I put him to bed. Like, when I went to bed last night at 2, he woke up, and he was up till 4. So I was trying to breastfeed him. I feel like I'm not producing enough milk. He's over 6 months now, so I'm kind of like at the point of just giving up. I did the same thing with my daughter. I never made enough, which is the weirdest thing, because with my son I always did. And this past 2 weeks I've been drinking so much water. I've been making like 5 or 6 like 24-ounce bottles a day, because it's just been so hot here, and the sweat's just been like pouring off of everybody, not just me, everybody. Today's finally the first cool day, so yeah, I don't know, it's such a struggle. But if I'm not breastfeeding, he's already had 3 bottles of formula today. Because he has cystic fibrosis, he will definitely eat more. His diet will consist of way more calories than my other kids. So I'm finding it extremely difficult, you know, money-wise, as well as just keeping up with it. Like the enzymes, the requirements, like when they're babies, they can't take pills. So you have to break open each of the pills and then put it in applesauce and feed that to them before every single meal. And you have to make applesauce dollops, like, and freeze them. So the process of doing that, the process of breaking apart these enzymes and putting them in like little contact chamber is what the doctor had mentioned. Just all of these little processes put together has been extremely difficult. It's been challenging. And when I was at the doctor's on Thursday, I did talk about like, I'm very open about depression and stuff. I'm not depressed. Like it doesn't run in my family. I'm not clinically like, I'm not depressed as in like, you know, it runs in my family. It's just situational. Right now I'm feeling really overwhelmed. And it's not even me thinking about his lifespan or anything like that. Or quality of life, I guess, as he gets older, right? It's more like, how can I keep up with my ADHD 9-year-old? How can I keep up with my terrible 2 daughter? How can I keep up with my baby who has cystic fibrosis? I mean, I'm lucky if I get a shower. Like, I'm lucky. And I remember one person had said on my channel, like, oh, I find it funny that you schedule, you know, your showers or your baths in, but I mean, I have to. If I don't get one. I'm lucky if I get a shower once a week. And it's just been a struggle. Like, I struggle to make dinner every day. I cry at least not just once a day. I mean, it's almost all day. Like, it's bad. And so anyway, so the doctor prescribed me medication, and I'm not taking it right now because I just want to wait and see how things go. If it gets worse, I'll consider it. I feel like I don't want to do that because it messes with my body's hormones, and you know, I'm still kind of in postpartum too, so I don't really want to mess with that right now. But I forgot to tell you guys, oh my gosh, Saturday I started exercising. So that's one of the changes I've made to my lifestyle. So exercising and drinking all of this water, reducing my diet even further. I don't think it's healthy. Like, I mean, I'm probably eating less than 1,000 calories a day. And like, I've been gaining weight. Like, I've definitely been gaining weight, and I'm like, why? It's got to be from stress. So I talked to the doctor about that, and she's like, oh, well, maybe exercise, maybe eating less. And I'm like, well, I'm starving. Like, I ate breakfast today, and then I starved, and then I had a snack, and I starved after that, and I kept it very minimal, right? And then I had supper. I reduced my portion yet more, and I'm starving. Right now I'm so hungry. So I'm going to drink a whole bunch of water, and that's it. So, I mean, I don't know what else to do, right? Like, it's supposed to be an easy calculation of calories in, calories out, and you need a deficit in order to start losing weight. And I feel like, you know, well, before I was pretty sedentary, like, I didn't do a lot of movement. And now I'm starting out easy because I'm really out of shape. Like, if you guys have heard of this app called It's Better Me, this video is not sponsored or anything, but I just started using this app, and you have to pay for it. And I only did for 3 months. It's like a lot of like wall Pilates, but it's using your body's weight and just resistance to exercise. So even if you're not like holding a weight or anything, even just take a water bottle or just your clenched fist, and you like push into your tricep muscle, you know, it helps. Every little bit helps. So I try to do movement. I try to do stairs. I don't have anything to track my steps or anything, but like other than my phone. But I don't carry my phone on me all the time. And so I've just been like trying to be more conscious of getting that activity in. I've been doing like triceps, squats, and like crunches, like sit-ups, at least every day. Today I gave myself a break because my hips and my knees were hurting really bad. So I just gave myself a break today. But yeah, I don't know. I've been definitely trying that. So I'm thinking that maybe, you know, drinking more water. I've cut out energy drinks completely, like they're gone. My first step with that was to drink energy drinks with no sugar in them. And then I think because they were so disgusting, I couldn't drink them at all. So that's it. The only thing I drink is if I'm feeling like a pop, I have like a 0 sugar Coke, like a Coke Zero, and that's it. And yeah, I mean, yesterday I had a nectarine for a snack, and yeah, I don't know, like I don't eat breakfast at 5 because now I'm not getting up till 8 or 9, so it's probably about 10, between 10 and 12 I eat something, because usually it's like getting all the kids their breakfast first. So yeah, so it's definitely been a struggle, but I'm hoping that maybe like just moving a bit more will help me feel better. But I know it's time for a change because I'm not feeling right in my body right now. I don't know, like I said, if it's like situational depression, I'm overwhelmed. I'm feeling anxious. I didn't even want to drive to Red Deer. We managed to fit everything in my husband's car, but I was so anxious about driving on the highway and being responsible for my kids. I couldn't drive. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to have that responsibility. And I just felt this like overwhelming anxiety. So I don't know, like something's gonna change. I'm thinking maybe exercise will make me even more exhausted at the end of the day. So I fall into bed and like, I mean, I already do that. I already fall into bed exhausted, and I don't even dream because I sleep. If I can get sleep, I sleep. And then this little guy wakes me up again, and I don't get a lot of sleep. So, but anyway, so that's it for this update. So I just wanted to let you guys know how things are going. I'm just wearing my daughter's little hair clip in my hair for funsies today. But yeah, today was a rough day. And yesterday I didn't feel like filming. So I thought I'll do the video today. And now that we're done, I'll edit it for Tuesday, have this video up for Wednesday. And I hope you guys are also taking care of yourselves. I'm really glad I made a self-care planner actually, because now is the time I need it more than ever. Like I didn't realize how important it is until things kind of start to fall apart. Because if I fall apart, my entire family falls apart. I mean, I don't think they could exist without me. I don't think my husband could do it all on his own. I don't think he could. I mean, I would hope he could try to pull it together, but I don't think he'd be able to hold a job and do everything that I do. So anyway, I just wanted to say hi. And I hope you guys are doing well. You know, take it easy on yourselves too, because like, take it from me. Listen to my story and take my advice. But yeah, that's it for this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll let you guys know if I'm feeling better by next week, and if I've kept up with my workout habit. I really aim to. I really want to, and I've included my daughter in my workouts, so because she's kind of holding me accountable, so to speak. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate your support, and if you leave any comments, I will be sure to respond to them. I always try, and yeah, that's it. So click the bell notification if you want to be notified when I post new videos to YouTube. Give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you, and that's it for this week. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.